Welcome to the Outer Banks Market. I'm Christi Bryant with Keller Williams ABX, where we go beyond the headlines to help you understand what the data actually means for buyers and sellers across the Outer Banks. If you've been following real estate headlines this year, you've probably heard things like the housing market is slowing down. The market is recovering. Inventory is balancing out. But have you ever stopped to ask, which market? Because here's the truth. I wish every buyer and seller understood. There isn't just one Outer Banks real estate market. There are dozens of micro markets stretching from Corolla all the way down to Ocracoke. And today, we're diving deep into the data to show you why that difference matters to your bottom line, where we skip the generic headlines and look at what the Outer MLS data actually means for you. Let's dive in. The biggest mistake I see buyers and sellers make is relying on national news to make local decisions. Even local broad statements like the OBX market is up or the OBX market is down miss the mark. Why? Because Corolla is not like Kildouble Hills. Kildouble Hills is not Duck, and Duck is certainly not Nags Head or Hatteras Island. Each community has its own distinct inventory, buyer demand, price points, and property dynamics. Let's start with the big picture from our January through June MLS data. Compared to this same stretch of time last year, our market has remained remarkably resilient, yet noticeably more balanced. Overall, residential sales have stayed steady. Even as inventory levels and interest rate adjust shifted around us, what that tells us, it tells us buyers haven't left the market. They're simply become more deliberate. They are taking more time. They are comparing more homes. They are asking harder questions. And above all, they're paying close attention to true value. That is the exact definition of a healthy, functioning market. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. If the Outer Banks were truly one single market, every town would be trending in the exact same direction. Look at the year-to-date unit sales by area. Corolla is up 12%. Kitty Hawk is up 17%. Duck is up 5%. Kildouble Hills is down 6%. Southern Beaches down 12%. Southern Shores is down 15%. Nags Head is down 20%. Those numbers don't mean one town is good and another is bad. They show us that buyer migration and demand are shifting geographically. Unit sales only tell half the story. Pricing tells the rest. When we break down the median sales prices, some towns have shown notable gains. Others have plateaued. And some have seen gentle price adjustments. Why? Because luxury buyers, vacation rental investors, and primary home owners operate on completely different playbooks. An oceanfront investor property in Duck does not follow the same rules as a year-round home in Kildouble Hills. That's why comparing broad average prices across the entire beach can lead to costly mistakes. Why aren't all those towns moving together? It comes down to lifestyle and intent. And primary home buyer prioritizes local conveniences, school districts, and neighborhood stability. A second home buyer prioritizes beach proximity, personal enjoyment, and seasonal usage. An investor is looking strictly at gross rental income, cap rates, and performance numbers. Different motivations mean different buying cycles. If you're buying in 2026, stop asking, is it a buyer's market? Start asking, what is the current dynamic in this specific neighborhood in towns like Kitty Hawk or Corolla? Strong demand means sharp pricing is still required to secure a home. In towns experiencing higher inventory, you may have significantly more leverage on terms, repairs, or price. If you're selling, buyers are active, but they are exceptionally well informed. They are vetting your property online long before setting foot inside. Simply throwing a sign in the yard won't cut it. Precise pricing, professional presentation, and targeted local marketing are non-negotiable in a balanced market. If you take only one thing away from this report, let it be this: the Outer Banks is not one market. It's a collection of unique micro markets, each with its own rhythm. Navigating it successfully requires localized intelligence, not generic headlines. Over the next few weeks, I'll be releasing deep dive episodes dedicated exclusively to Corolla, Duck, Southern Shores, Kitty Hawk, Kildevil Hills, Nags Head, and Hatteras Island. We'll look at exact rental yields, price trends, and local dynamics for each town. If you want a customized market analysis for your specific neighborhood or property, reach out anytime. I'm Christi Bryant with Keller Williams, OBX, and thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe, and I'll see you on the next edition of Outer Banks Market.